Alright guys, we're gonna be going over my um Palo Alto Networks play. I don't know how to say the abbreviation. I don't want to say it wrong. So I'm just gonna say the full name, or I'm just gonna call it PAN, right? But I took now I signaled this play 2 days ago. I obviously had time, but even before I didn't signal it on the Discord, but if you guys follow me on Instagram, I signaled it on there. Um, and I'm pretty sure I remember looking at Pan like even a week or two ago. I really loved the setup. I'm trying to look for it where I think I even put it in the chat. Wait, this is not my chat. Here, hold on, I'm gonna look for it because I know I was eyeing this play for a minute too. Okay, right here. I signaled this about a week, a week ago. So I was just waiting on that play, as you guys could see. Had the exact same break of structure, and yeah. So here is kind of my mindset going into this play, on why I took that Tuesday entry. So if you look at the bigger time frame from the big picture, right, we see that Pan has this big gap to fill to the upside, right? Kind of with gaps, I always like to say this: 99% of these gaps fill and are most likely to fill, right? So I seen that it had this big gap to fill. It was already filling it, as you guys could see, all the way from 275, right? Um, so if you even got like 5 months out, 5 months out, you would have been paid right here, right? Um, but yeah, I kind of seen this gap fill. It was gap filling. As you guys could see, the structure on PANW is a uptrend, right? All I did, guys, is you guys could see my daily break of structure. Let me zoom it in. My daily break of structure, right? We know that the trend, right? The market structure is a uptrend, right? We see that PANW is making on the bigger time frame. Just this was the higher low. All it did was invalidate that previous high, right? Meaning that that is that break of structure. So how did I manage to catch that? As you guys could see on the bigger time frame, I like to call these range boxes. I basically put, the end of the range on the wicks, and then the other end of the range box on the wick low, right? So as you guys can see right here, let's go to the 4 hour. If you see this on the 4 hour, we see that PANW is just ranging, right? It's just ranging. We know that this daily break of structure, we know that if it invalidates that, it's just breaking that previous high, and it's most likely gonna have a big push up, right? Because it's just breaking previous highs, meaning it's breaking structure. Breaking structure is just a continuation of a trend, which right here is a clear uptrend, right? Um and we know that we have a gap to fill, right? So why not get time on these contracts and try to get the full gap fill? Obviously, this play took about 2-3 days to play out, but we were ready, right? I took profits on all positions on 345s and 350 over 200%, just because I did not want to be greedy. I'd rather just wait. Like, for example, here it's giving me another entry, right? Because it's inside right here. So, but we're not gonna talk about that. So right here, we see PANW ranging at the previous high. You want to think if it breaks that, you're gonna have a nice push up. You have a gap to fill. You already know kind of where PANW is gonna go, right? So I signaled calls Tuesday, which would be this candle on the 4 hour. Also, guys, let me see. One thing I was looking at too, I was looking at these EMAs. You guys could see when I signaled it on Tuesday, what did it do? It just retested these EMAs. It was above the EMAs on the bigger time frame. This yellow line is my 21 EMA. This is my 9 EMA, right? So if it's above EMAs, if you guys know a little bit about that, obviously above is for calls, below is for puts, right? So not only that, I signaled it Tuesday, so this was above my entry. I'm pretty sure I entered around here because I entered on Tuesday. Oh, that's in the morning. I entered around because it was in the afternoon. I remember taking this play around like 2 in the afternoon. It would be around here, right? I think I entered right here on this 9 EMA retest, but it actually came to that 21. And I had my stop loss right here at the end of the range, 311. But I obviously put it back up because, as the position was going, I was just trailing it. But yeah, I took calls around right here. And yeah, I held it through Wednesday. Everything was positive there. It was still holding the EMA, so I didn't really pay too much attention. And then yeah, today we woke up. Palo, it was looking nice. It had a strong gap up. That's why I didn't even panic because I had time. Had a gap up. All I knew was if it held that gap up, it was gonna have a nice push up to possibly fill the rest of this gap, right? So I still long term I still see PANW going to 359. I might catch it tomorrow now that I see that it's giving me my entry. So if you guys see this video, all you have to do is mark the high and the low of the mother candle right here on this inside, and you could possibly catch that breakout to the 345 to possibly 350 and then 359. So yeah, that's kind of what my mindset was at. It was a simple, easy play. This was one of the easiest plays, one of the swings that I ever took, the easiest swings. Yeah, it was kind of like I kind of didn't even want to trade today because PanW did the move overnight. It continued to go throughout the day. It had massive relative strength, while sometimes some of the other stocks like IWM or Tesla were just kind of ranging a little bit. And yeah, that was just how I took it. So every time you guys see a gap fill that still hasn't been filled, go for it. If it's giving you your entry, remember most of these gaps always are gonna fill. So yeah, I hope this kind of helped you guys understand of my headspace on why I took these calls. This was an A plus setup for me. And yeah,